What's poppin', everybody? This is Saber94. Gonna be showing you guys Mega Gengar today from Phantasmal Flames. Haven't used the Gengar card in a while, I think. I'm thinking to myself, has it really been since the Tag Team GX? Mimikyu Tag Team Gengar? Nah, it must have been something else. I think it was the one from the Fusion Strike. Yeah, the VMAX. And maybe some other ones I'm not remembering. But anyway, Mega Gengar EX. So this is a Mega Evolution Pokemon, but it might as well be a regular Stage 2 EX with its ability Shadowy Concealment. Basically, this ability makes your opponent take one fewer prize cards when they kill a Darkness Pokemon, as long as they kill it with an EX. So most of the meta stuff and things that kill things these days are EX Pokemon. So when this guy or another one of your Darkness Pokemon gets killed by an EX, your opponent takes one fewer prize card or one less prize card. I mean, isn't it supposed to be fewer the correct grammatical term? Anyway, whatever. So maybe that's why they gave him 350 HP, which is a bit underwhelming if you ask me. They thought maybe it's a bit broken, so let's try and balance it out. But it does suck a little bit. I would have liked if this guy had at least 360 HP. Maybe more than that is pushing it. But 360, I would have liked it much better. Because, you know, yeah, the ability is great, but it's all really it has. Just this and the attack. Nothing else. The retreat isn't anything good. So, I wish they gave it 360. But at 350 with this ability, it's essentially like a Stage 2 EX. So with 350, we'll take it. The only attack it has is Void Gear, which does a solid 230 for 2. But then the best part is that you get to move a Darkness Energy, or you're forced to actually move it, on one of your bench Pokemon. So even though sometimes you don't want to, put it by force, this is still a good effect because it means that if your opponent can get the 1-hit KO on you, or they're going to finish you off when you don't expect it, you can conserve an energy and the next turn, you get your manual and then another Gengar is ready to attack. Okay? So I like this sort of effect. It's also something good against if you are going to play against a deck that, has the weakness on you, or they can one-hit KO you easily. It gives you a better chance to fight back. It might not be ideal, but it gives you a better chance to fight back. So 230 damage, doesn't get one-hit KOs, but it's going to get 2-hit KOs on every Pokemon basically. And then maybe against some regular basic EXs, you get that nice one-hit KO. We can pull something like the Fezabinti Bird and kill it, do stuff like that, and it's solid damage for sure. So that's all I gotta say about this guy. It's all he's about, really. We're gonna run a bunch of different Pokemon. We gotta have our Ghastlies, so I'm doing the 70 HP one is the best one. All of them suck, to be honest, but better than 50 HP, that's for sure. Like we're stuck in the Gen 3 era. So take this dude. And then I'm running 2 Haunters. This is the best one in terms of HP, and if you are going to use Spooky Shot, do 40 for 1. Not really thrilled about these cards, but I've beaten this horse to death, talking about the HP and how they're treating regular Pokemon. So anyway, a 4-2-4 line. We probably won't use all 4, but for consistency, we just run 4. You never know, you can commonly use 3 because he does just give away 2 prizes when he gets killed. They can't play around this ability with, a regular Pokemon or just using the annoying Munkidori. But for the most part, this guy, when he dies, he's just going to give away 2 prizes. So, you can't use a bunch of them. It's like a Stage 2, basically. A regular EX. Alright. Now, for the other Pokemon, I got 3 of the Eviltalls. This is a Darkness Pokemon with free retreat. That's the most important part. So I can just, if I open with this, then I search Klefki, I put him on front, or just leave this guy as a decoy, or just do clutch and then make something get stuck. It can come up. Dark Feather isn't a great attack, but if we power it up, we can't use him. It's a regular Pokemon at the end of the day. With this guy's conserving effect, you can get it done. I guess, depending on how the game state is, you might use him. Some people might think, oh, I can just make a Mega Gengar deck, have it just to be around, and then use regular Pokemon as my attackers, and then they just give away 0 prizes all the time. It can work, but your opponent can still play around it. And, you gotta power up the dudes as well. That's the thing. So you gotta get this guy out and then power up the darkness Pokemon. Maybe you can do it with the Toxtricity, but that's just a stage 2 and a stage 1 right there, and that doesn't even involve your other attacker. So I thought to myself, I want to have this guy as the main attacker. So just do it this way, and then the other guys, they're the backup. Okay, so that's for Eviltal. Do it 3 and 3. And if you don't open with this and mid to late game, it's going to be a useless card. But I got it as an opener that it's going to slow the game down a little bit. Just have something up front. It's going to annoy your opponent, hopefully. It does stop stuff like Ogerpon. It stops Latias. It stops Munkidori. It stops a bunch of shit. So this guy isn't a completely useless card yet. The 70 HP is pretty low, but just to slow the game down as we're setting up the Gengar. Okay. Then the last Pokemon is this Pheasantdimpity. Pheasantdimpity. So now you guys know why I always call it Featherbird. It's because of this fucked up ass name. But I'm running this card. I've only run this in Raging Bolt, Ogerpon, and then in this deck. I can't think of any other deck that I've run it, but it works out in this deck because this is a darkness Pokemon. So when we do have the Gengar out, he becomes much less of a liability. If your opponent pulls it, it only gives away 1 prize. So that's much better. And while the small dudes are dying, we can draw 3. Now keep in mind, if something gets killed and then you promote the Klefki, then you just negate your own ability. So keep these things in mind. But then the draw 3 is obviously pretty handy. And who knows, maybe we can snipe with his attack too. I doubt it, but you never know. For the trainers, I got a bunch of shit. As usual, we gotta have our basic fetchers, the Buddy Puffin. Only double Nest Ball, because I'm also running the Dawn once again. Get those evolutions, get those Haunters, get basics. Good card, so I'm doing 1 copy of her once again. You know, if the game is kind of slow, I got the Klefki up front. Opponent set up kind of slow. We can afford the Dawn and just evolve through, you know, Haunter, not necessarily Candy. But the best way to get your Gengar is with the Mega Signal. Run 3 of this. And then with the Rare Candy, the guy's out. Alright. Aforementioned Rare Candy, max this out. Double Vessel, so I can make sure I get those manual Darkness Energy attachments. We can't really miss a beat. And we need energies because this is a forced effect. So, you know, if you attack, you move an energy and you don't got an energy next turn, it's going to be rough because you can't easily switch this guy with double retreat. If you got another Gengar powered up on the bench, it doesn't matter if you can't get rid of this guy from the active position. So we got to make sure we can get an energy every turn. So Vessels, they help. Okay. I do have 1 switch. Switching outlets are always handy. So one of this, it could come up. Maybe you power up the Gengar, you got the Klefki up front, and then you can just go for the switch and then start attacking. Your opponent doesn't expect it. It's just a handy card, never know when it's going to come up. So 1 copy of this. And then I got the Stadium. Stadium of Choice is going to be the new Battle Cage. They made this specifically to counter pretty much Dragapult and a lot of meta shit. This counters Dragapult, it counters the freaking Munkidori, it counters Dusknoir. I mean, what more do you want? So I'm doing 3 of this Stadium. And when your opponent, you know, your dudes are going to be safe from these effects too, then Gengar's ability shines even more. So I think this is the best Stadium in this deck, and just a good card in general against the meta. Just too good. It even stops Frostlass in the fucking Grimmsnarl, Marnie's Grimmsnarl decks that run it. It stops that too, so amazing. Okay, supporter cards, we got, you know, the typical, max out the Lily, max out the Uno. You guys should know the drill by now. Good supporters. The double Petrol, get the Candy or the Signal, get what we need, get a Stadium. Dawn, I already touched about Dawn. She's good too. And then Boss's Orders, the one of Boss's Orders, use it at the right time when the game. And then the ace pick of choice, before I forget, it's the Unfair Stamp. So this adds even more consistency to the deck. I decided I want to have this as opposed to Catcher or anything else, because this gives us draw power. It also hinders my opponent, and then if you play it at the right time, you could just put your opponent in a position where they can't do shit, and then you're just fucking them with the Gengar, getting those big attacks where they can't do shit, and it's good. Plus, it's just draw power. I don't got Poker Gears. I got the Bird, and I got, you know, obviously a lot of consistency cards, but with me, it's just there's always something that's gonna go wrong. So this helps, and we can get it with the Petrol too, which is nice. So I'm thinking I like this card, especially because in the beginning, you know, we're not really doing shit. We got either Klefki up front or this guy up front. They're likely gonna die, so you know, you can't make it live very easily. So I think it's great. And I think that's it. I didn't forget anything. Energies, 11 darkness energies, it's enough. Get those manual attachments. Gengar only needs 2 at the end of the day. I don't got Super Rod, so you know, you never know what can go wrong, but for the most part, you should be okay. If you're gonna get your ass kicked, you're gonna get your ass kicked anyway. You know, you're not gonna be in a position where you got your ass kicked because you ran out of energies and it was that Super Rod that could have saved you. Sometimes it does happen, but most of the time, if you're gonna get your ass kicked, it wasn't because you ran out of energies. That's just me. And that's Mega Gengar. All in all, I'd say from what I played so far, it's much better than the Heracross deck I showed you guys. Much more reliable, at least. But it does have its own issues. The fighting weakness against Lucario, it's going to be a nightmare. You basically lose. But besides that, I mean, I think he's good. Darkness typing is still pretty good. You hit other stuff for weakness. And you know, besides Lucario, yeah, it's not like there's fighting decks, fighting Pokemon everywhere, wrecking shit. Yeah, that's really the only thing that can be annoying in terms of weakness. Okay, that's the deck profile. I'll see you guys in the matches as usual. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends. See you guys next time. What